Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to Car Question. I'm Matt with
James.
and this week we are driving
The Toyota Land Cruiser, and this is a 1958 edition.
Wow, I gotta love that vehicle. Here in Canada, it's been over 35 years since we have seen a Land Cruiser. For you guys in the US, not that long, but when you check this one, they have changed a lot. And remember that it's based on the same chassis as the Lexus GX Lexus with a little bit more refinement, and this machine is off-road capable. Also keep in mind that they don't have the same engine. This one is a 4-cylinder, but we'll talk about that later. Let's check the exterior, James.
This one is a retro Land Cruiser. It looks very great. This has round lights, but another model has more square headlights, similar to the FJ62. I really like that version better than this one.
Oh, and remember that in the past, this used to be way bigger size. Now it shrunk literally. And this one has nothing to do with the previous version. You can also see with the front end, that grille looks amazing, but also retro with the Toyota badge on it. And it reminds me of my 1990 pickup truck when they use big letters and no logo. Also, when you check this one, you can see amazing approach angle and departure angle. It's kind of missing some ground clearance though. I wish it could be a little bit higher, but you'll either love or hate those 18 inches wheel. But James, those wheel in off-road, wow, gotta have some courage out there.
I know you need to take care of those wheels because they will scratch off-road for sure. They are gloss wheel, so it shows.
And you can go up to 20 inches wheel depending on the version that you're going to choose. So keep in mind that you can go for a different Land Cruiser though. You've got those nice first edition that I really like. You've got that two-tone color paint also for this kind of model. And there's a lot more goodies for the adventurous guys in you with roof edition accessories, but also those nice little thing down there, some different fog lights, and how about those mud flaps with a little strap that you will make sure you don't get them under wheels while reversing. But hey, this one is still amazing. It's still looking retro. It's still looking unique though. And even when you open the trunk, James, with that unique opening of the back glass, it's kind of easy access to the trunk.
Yes, and also the skid plates. Didn't mention it, Matt, but the mirrors, you can go very high and very low to see what's on the ground.
Yes, and once you check under that vehicle, I kind of like all the plating, but keep in mind that I don't like the rear bumper with that hitch cover. Gotta make sure you never hit your connectors off-road because you're gonna have a surprise though. Still, once you get inside,
it's a 5-seat, no third row here. It's a 1990s style fabric seat. I don't really like those very much because it feels so old and this truck is so expensive.
No, I love that interior. Those gray seats reminds me once again of my 1990 Toyota pickup truck. You don't even remember it, James? When in the 4Runner, it was those kind of red seat and those gray seat and those tan seat. You don't remember that?
No, I wasn't born yet. But Matt, it's not the 90s anymore. It's not the 90s.
No, killed fabric for everybody. But you gotta also like the fact that once you sit there, it's always moderate temperature. When it's leather, if it's hot outside, you're gonna burn your tushy. If it's too cold, those corners will be gone. So I kind of like that.
You don't need the leather. It's just the color of the seats. It's just so old.
Okay.
And I have also the 8-inch multimedia system. You can go for the 12.3, and the instruments is the same thing, 7 inches or 12.3, just like the Koreans maybe.
Yeah, and that multimedia system that we have inside our Land Cruiser right now, it doesn't feel like 70K PDSF. So you've got that big plastic all around it. It's not really fast also, depending on what you're going to choose. And if you're using wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto and you play a video in the rear for the children, well, there's a kind of delay between the video and the voice. And the instrument cluster, well, really easy to configure, but seems so small right there in that section. And I think they could have done a little bit better. Why not go back to those needles?
I don't know. And the doors also, it's so plastic.
Ah, man, that's the worst part of it. You know, once you're driving, your elbow goes there, your other elbows goes on the center console, and plastic, plastic, plastic. But it's not snap, crackle, and pop, just like some other Toyota vehicle. But how about in the rear, James?
The space storage is limited. The rear seats can fold down though, so it helps. It's pretty decent when you fold the seats.
But once you're gonna sit your passenger in the back, if they are tall like us, they might be a little bit cramped. It's not that bad, but it could still be a little bit better for the size of this vehicle.
Yeah, but the headroom is great though.
Yeah. Let's talk about the engine.
iForce Max 2.4 liter turbo. I'm not sure about the reliability of those engines. Since 2021 it's been not so great, so we'll have to wait a few years to see the reliability of those engines. After that, there's two electric motors because it's an hybrid engine, 1.86 kilowatt hour battery pack, at 326 horsepower, 465 pound-feet of torque, mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission.
It's a full-time four-wheel drive system. It's pretty similar to an all-wheel drive, but I kind of like the full-time stuff. Why? Because even when you switch it to low gear, you just put it in full steering. That Torsen central differential is doing an amazing job. And if you want to compare, the 4Runner kept the old system, but the Land Cruiser is going for that new technology, and it's been really amazing off-road. 6,000 pounds of towing capacity. Remember that itch. Be careful if you go off-road, and you've got that nice brake controller down there. Off-road capability, you got a low gear. There's a transfer case. It switches really easily. Just put it on neutral and there you go. You've got the central differential lock that you can fix the amount of power, and it's kind of lock, seriously, just like a part-time four-wheel drive if you want. And even in those nasty conditions, guess what? It's going to be pretty useful. And if you want to lock also the rear wheels, you can by pressing a button. Once again, it's only going to work though in a low gear setting. Even with the base version, you can have the crawl mode, really useful in those nice off-road situations where you need to climb really high. The descent hill is adjustable, and you've got also on other model the possibility to disconnect the sway bar. Right now over here it's just a poverty button. And even with the fully equipped model, there's also a multi-terrain select system, and you can switch the fog light from yellow to white depending on the condition out there. How does it drive though on regular basis, on daily drive? You've got different drive mode, Eco, Sport, and Normal. Remember, it's the same chassis as a GX, but it doesn't have the same engine, the same amount of power. The sound of that engine is pretty annoying. Once you start it, it feels like diesel. Once you accelerate inside the cabin, feels like diesel. I don't know if they did that on purpose, but the sound of it is just so annoying.
Didn't you say that you like retro?
I like retro, but I'm not sure I will go for that right now.
You have to take the whole package, the sound, the seats, everything.
I know, but not this one, okay? Once you're gonna lightly apply some brake, it feels disconnected, even more at low speed. It's that hybrid system which is doing that. The direction, not real heavy, not real lightweight, just perfect for those off-road conditions though, but with those kind of combo with the tires and the suspension, and hey, it's a real boat over here. Once you turn, ahoy on the right, ahoy on the left, ahoy, raising the nose of the boat. Once you're gonna do hard braking, the nose will go down. And yeah, the braking maneuver, gotta be really careful because there's a lot of body movement. So also the boost of the electric motor is kind of assistant. Once you're gonna be driving on this highway, you fully press up, okay, there's there. And sometimes, no, it's not there. So what's happening? I don't know. Put it into sports mode if you want. But off-road, James, this is one hell of an amazing machine. Even on the rollers test, what did you think about that?
I'll tell you something very odd, Matt, but this is our new champion.
I think so.
It's amazing. You just press on the locker button and there you go. You have the rollers.
Yeah, just a central differential most of the time. And in really rare occasion, the rear diff lock. But I've never seen a vehicle get out of those rollers so fast, just putting into drive. If I was not holding the brake pedal, this vehicle was simply gone, and you were not even ready with the camera. I never said go.
So there you go. Other manufacturers, you have to beat that Land Cruiser.
So off-road capability, keep in mind that the vehicle is not ours. If you want to see some nasty stuff, feel free to check other YouTube channel. I will not write their name down there, but they break everything, and after that, we don't have the vehicle to test. So let's keep it simple. And remember that this is a real capable machine, even in sand. We've been doing some amazing wheel travel, all those diagonal tests that sometimes vehicle will be struggling. This one just went over it. How soft it is to ride off-road, how easy it is to get back on the road, to feel that smoothness again. It's just impressive. There's a few things that it's lacking, and it's all-terrain tires, a little bit of air down, but with so low ground clearance, I did not want to air down and lose those precious inches to get over some obstacle. But let's say that you have 2 inches suspension lift, that will be a nice and crazy machine out there. So how about that? We'll travel always in contact with the ground, and if you're gonna hit something, well, it's plated under, and you've got also some toe hook if you want. But those little plastic mud flaps though, I'm sure one day I will pop one out if I'm going too much into some aggressive stuff. How about the fuel, James?
First of all, don't forget that you need to put premium fuel in that vehicle, and also they're pretty optimistic on paper because we're always doing higher. They claim that it can do 10.7 in city, 9.5 on the highway, but the truth is we did 13.
Yeah, but we did some off-road. Maybe they don't consider that in their tests.
Maybe.
Talking about price, this machine can go up to $98,000 if you go with financing option. And for you guys in the US, well, the Land Cruiser is more affordable than ever. Lows and highs, James.
The vibration in traffic from that 4-cylinder is not that great. There's too much plastic inside that car for the price. It's not acceptable. No hidden mirrors. In the US, it's available, but it's colder in Canada. You have to guess why they took that decision. Cargo area height is elevated due to the battery. The sound quality, it's pretty cheap. It's average braking, and the horsepower should be quicker than this for 2.4 turbo.
Yeah, even with that torque amount of power, I'm still looking for a better 0 to 60 or 0 to 100. On the plus side, there's a wow factor. The storage in the trunk is not too bad once you lift those seats, just like the Magic seat on that previous model of the Fit. And how about that hybrid technology? Toyota Safety Sense Package 3.0, a lot of security feature. It's also super smooth on-road and off-road. And how about that off-road capacity? If you go with some minor tweaking of that vehicle, you will be able to get so far in the Jeep and in the Bronco territory. And how about the nostalgia that I really like? And by the way, Toyota is one of the only manufacturer that it's never gonna forget its car of the past. We still got the 4Runner, we still got the Supra, and we still got the Land Cruiser. What an amazing time to be alive. So there you go, guys. What do you think about that new Land Cruiser? Feel free to tell us in the comment down there below. And YouTube thinks that you will like those videos. You press, you check, you like, and you subscribe to Car Question. And yeah, there you go. Hope you like this review of the car. So take care. See you another time on another video of Car Question.